Again, the key elements are to remember that the way the policy is set up and the coverage that's given is meant to protect you and your clients. All the items we just talked about on the last page are available in one policy. And coordinating all of that really ends up making your life easier. One, you know that, on top of them, the provider having a great risk management program, they also have an insurance policy to back that up on the just in case, on the what ifs. It also gives you peace of mind that you're protecting your clients and that their interests are going to be looked after. Keeping in mind that at the end of the day, it's really the client of yours that we need to make sure is made whole. And no matter what is agreed upon between you and your provider from a liability standpoint, that third party, that client of yours, is the one that's kind of left out there with the potential damage. And you want to make sure that they're looked after because they're in the insurance world, the proof is in the claims handling. I will speak personally here for a second. I've had a house fire, and I would stick with my home insurance carrier for as long as I live because of the way they handled everything. Just the same, that could have gone a different direction. And it could have been an absolute disaster. And I could have been upset. Everyone could have been upset around me. It could have gone very poorly. And so you really want to look at the complete layout again. And I keep stressing this. You want a good risk management program from your provider. You want to know their insurance policy is correct and good and protects everything you want it to. And you want to know that the claims process is going to be good. So at the end of the day, when you look to your provider, you want to know, are you in conjunction with them, because you're riding shotgun, I think, on this journey. Are they driving a Corvette, a Yugo, or is it something in between? And if it's something in between or it's the Yugo, is it time to go car shopping with them? And I think that the more that you can work with them and in some sense dictate, hey, this is what we want you to have because this is what makes sense to us and to our clients, the better off everyone is going to be if or when there is a data breach. I think very few of them, if you ask them a specific question, are we covered if this happens, are going to know that. I know I've spent a tremendous amount of time working with the team at Lifespan because they've been very interested in knowing, hey, is this covered? Because it matters. It matters to them because they need to take care of you and you need to take care of your clients. So those are answers that should be readily available to you if you pose them to your provider. Lastly, James' contact information is on here. We'd ask that you route any additional questions or anything like that through James, and he'd be happy to answer them. And again, I appreciate everybody's time. If there's any specific questions anyone has, I know we've got some time left here at the end for that, and I would open it up at this point for that. So thank you.
James, are you seeing any chat questions?
I've not seen any at this time. Anybody have any last minute? Hold on, one question just popped in here. One second. All right, Brian, we do have a question here. If a company has a total indemnity clause in their contract to their IT disposition vendor, would we really need to know the details of their insurance coverage since they are on the line to reimburse us as up to their total worth?
Yes. The answer is yes, and I'll tell you why. I see total indemnity clauses all the time, and as favorable as they seem, unless you've got a balance sheet and financials for that provider and you're looking at it, and you know that they absolutely have enough money in the bank to cover a claim out of pocket, are you comfortable at that point that even if their insurance policy doesn't respond, that you're ever going to see that money? Because I think you have to understand, I think when these claims happen, they're not usually small dollar affairs. They're not nickel and dime claims. They're big ones. And I would say that more times than not, you're going to see that these claims are going to, quickly eclipse $500,000 to $1 million. So if you're confident that your provider has got the financial wherewithal to handle that kind of claim out of pocket, and in a short amount of time where you're not going to end up in a courtroom battling for that, sure. But otherwise, I think even with a full indemnification clause, it'd be very wise to make sure that the insurance that they have is going to be suitable and is going to respond.
Any other questions?
One last second here for any other questions. Okay, looks to be it.
Okay. Well, thank you all for attending the presentation. If there after the presentation here, if any additional questions come up regarding specifics around the insurance coverage, just let James know at the information on the screen. And or if you're interested in additional information about Lifespan Services, please feel free to reach out to James, and he'll route your information to the appropriate account manager to help answer your direct question. At this point, I would say we're all set. Thank you very much for attending, and have a great day. Take care.